Welcome to the F Word, Faith, Family, and Fenceperts. We're here at Pizzaman today, and check out this 30-inch pizza that he has here. At one point, he's going to come out. Ed's going to come out here, the owner. We're going to talk about Pizzaman, what they do, what their vision is of what they're going to grow to here, and we'll talk about the wonderful pizza he makes. Today, we also have on the show, we have Warren from Landscapes Plus. We're going to talk about some landscaping. And then, obviously, we have the Smith family here from the Fenceperts at A to Z Quality Fencing. So we hope to have a good, fun show here. We're going to start it off like we always do with our Versepert, Anya. She's going to give us a verse out of the Bible that we all should listen to and learn from. So go ahead, Anya, give it to us.
So our verse for today is from Proverbs 27, verse 17. As iron sharpens iron, so one person sharpens another. That's from the New International Version, and I chose that verse for today, being the first podcast, really trying to get out in the community and network with each other, promote everybody in our community, and so we're sharpening each other with this podcast.
Very good, Anya. Very good.
Great.
Let's start with introducing who we have here. This is my family. AJ, tell us a little bit about you. He's my son.
I'm AJ. I've been part of the family company pretty much my whole life since pretty much
Since birth.
I remember my dad had me in diapers digging holes at one point in my life.
Yeah.
But
We found it hard to hire good help, so we just decided to birth good help.
Yep. But this is my first year full time into the business. Finished up college this year, so hopefully kicking my parents out of the company at some point and taking it over with my brother and sister.
All right. And my beautiful wife, Renee.
So that's me. Been a part of the business since pretty much from the beginning, since 2000, 1999, 2000. Just do a little bit of everything.
That's it.
And Anya.
Anya,
That's it. That's it.
I am the oldest daughter. My name's Anya. Also been with the company since birth. Started out just scraping dirt up against the fence line to make it all neat and tidy. We don't need to do that anymore with our install system, but Dad eventually let me use the real tools, and so now I've been working full-time for about 2 years now. Left college to be with my family and with the family business.
Perfect. And it's a joy to have all of them with us. We have another son who's not here today that works with us, Zachary, and they've just taken spots in this business to make us grow further and further. So you're going to learn more about us as we go. We're going to try and do this podcast 2 times a month. We have a shop in Farmington, Minnesota, and we have one in Hartford, Wisconsin. We're going to kind of flip-flop a little bit, so we include them both. But you'll if you follow our podcast and the things that we're going to do, our focus here is to come out into the community and celebrate them. We're at Pizzaman today, and look at that beautiful 30-inch pizza. Have you ever had a 30-inch pizza? Yeah.
It looks nice.
Make sure if you're in the Farmington area, anywhere around Farmington, that you're calling Pizzaman for any time you think you want a pizza, because he has the best in the area. And then furthermore, let's go on to Warren here. Tell us a little bit about your company, Warren.
Warren Johnson, Landscapes Plus. We've been in business in the South Metro here for about 30 plus years. We do residential landscaping, and we came across the Smith family doing some fencing stuff, and fencing has become a big part of the landscape industry as of late for security and pet containment and just great aesthetics to the yard, and it really defines the space and squares up the space and gives it a stopping point, so you know where your yard boundaries are. And so meeting the Smith family has been important, and we're just working together on helping people in the community with their landscaping and fencing needs.
What do you think is your specialty? Every company has a specialty. Ours is, the no mess, no dig system. We were one of the first ones in it. We teach it. Where are you, and what do you think is your specialty?
Well, our specialty is really design. It starts with that. The homeowners have a tough time envisioning what the yard is going to look like. So we start out with the design, which goes from sprinkler systems to the plant materials, to the bed edgers, and then to the fencing and the perimeter products that we put in. A lot of times when we put in fencing, we put a lot of trees in and stuff like that along those fence lines to kind of soften it for the neighbor and stuff like that. So our specialty is really designed because it kind of starts with that in our industry, and then everything else is just the hard work from that point.
Nice, nice. Other questions you guys have? Okay,
So
those are some
AJ
good
and I
questions.
kind of got thrown into our industry. So I'm wondering what brought you to landscaping and what's fulfilling about what you do in that field of work.
Great question. What brought me to landscaping was just the love for being outdoor, and we landscaped around our house, and really we put rock down our driveways. Everyone did that in the 70s, and I did that a couple times, and I kind of enjoyed it. And then as I got into high school and left high school, I just had a passion for being outside and creating great outdoor spaces for clients, and it just led to what we have today.
All right, perfect. Let's dig into this pizza.
Okay.
Let's get some of this. Anya, you want to do the? You're over there with the long arms. Anya's got
Yep.
the long arms, and she can do that with the best of them. So what do you do over the winter months? Here we're in Minnesota. Here that we get a lot of snow and cold weather, and what do you do in the winter months?
Well, we pray for summer, number one. That's our first big thing that we'll always do.
We're
But,
right there with you.
We'll take warm weather any day of the week up in this area, but what we do is there's a lot of planning and prep, equipment maintenance, marketing, things like doing this podcast before we get really busy out and trying to do 12 months of work in 8 months here in this state. So
Yeah.
definitely a challenge, but we make it through every year, and it slows things down for our team and our people and helps us as a group.
That's kind of the way we are. This has actually been one of the slowest winters we've had with the cold weather and whatnot. And then we're doing the same thing. We're working on digital marketing. We're putting new software into our systems to make everything work smoother once the busy season rolls around, and it's coming soon.
Right.
Renee's had her hands full changing over to software system. Ask her about that a little bit.
Yeah, so we changed our software last winter, and I put so much work into it. I created all the bill of materials for everything, because not only do we install, but we also manufacture our own. So
Right.
we have a long process from start to finish with all those pieces, and we decided to change software. Not that we're unhappy with our software, but now we found a program that does everything from start to finish. Where right now we're kind of moving it from one system to the next system. So in the long run, it'll alleviate spaces. Will alleviate time for us, but it'll probably take me a month working 12-hour days to get it up and running. So
Wow, that's great, because sometimes I can get hung up for a whole day on just trying to verify an account on Google or something like that. So, I mean, it's the technical part of the business has really grown and has become tougher and tougher every year, and it has become more important.
yeah, oh yeah, absolutely.
Well, yeah.
Especially with the inventory, and I don't know how COVID affected you, but since COVID, inventory is a serious issue. Back when COVID was going on, we could get some stuff, none of the other, and you were just taking everything you could get, so that hopefully you would get enough of everything to put somebody's stuff in. It's gotten better, but it still seems like it's a struggle.
Yeah, COVID put a strain on a lot of resources and things like that in the landscape business, and one of the reasons that I kind of stay in it is because the concrete products and the soils and stuff and the plants, they don't really have to come far, and they haven't really evolved much. It's pretty much landscaping is a lot the same as it was 50 years ago, with a few nuances to installation techniques and products, but it stays the same, and we kind of like that about the industry.
So in your company alone, how have you guys evolved the most? Like how we started, we used to dig holes, and now we have a no mess, no dig installation where we pound. What do you say the biggest way you guys have innovated and evolved over time?
Well, what we've kind of done is really focus on equipment to make the job easier. I mean, similar to your no-dig pound system with the pneumatic hammers that you use to do that, we just use it in different ways. Like we move boulders with excavators and grapples, and
Equipment means everything.
Uh-huh.
yeah, and the equipment, it saves labor, and it saves injury and a lot of other things like that. And so, we're able to compete out in the market by just utilizing the right equipment, less labor, more equipment.
Right.
Yeah, work smart, not hard. That is definitely our motto.
Right on, yeah.
Yeah, we innovated some equipment for pounding where you can put it in the back of the a little track machine. It has a
Right.
crane on it, pulls the pounder up and down, and guys yours and my age can go use that thing all day and not wear
Perfect.
ourselves out. So that's been a big
Or
big
my
thing for
age,
us.
so I don't wake up 10 years later and my back hurts every day.
Well, and the thing I like about it, and tell me more about it, but your family evolved in this business over time. And what it is you all seem really happy about what you're doing. And I think that's important and it helps with a good culture, because that's over the years I've realized that culture is definitely driven by happiness. So if you have happy people, you have a good culture, and then it easily helps you identify who's not fitting into your culture.
Right. No, culture's everything.
I agree, and I think we've been big on this, like,
In the past
later in
years,
life.
yeah, yep.
In the last few years, it really has been, our priority. Our kids are older, is building a good culture for our family and for our employees, so that they're not going home stressed and upset, and then they can turn around and bring that good culture home to their kids and their family.
I can remember when I first started, I looked at fencing as a step in the right direction for people, not a career. I didn't think anybody would ever make a career out of fencing, but as I got into it, I would hire 3 guys, hoping that by the end of the day I still had one, and we went through guys left and right. And then one day, I don't even I'm sure what gave me the premonition of it, but one day I said, why don't we make this a career? Why can't this be a career? And that's when we kind of changed the trajectory of where we were, and we pay some of the highest wages in the fencing industry. Our wages compete with what they're getting in unions and whatnot. We brought benefits to them. We brought training to them. We do other things for them. When we decided we were going to make it a career, we had much better employee retention, and people want to stick around and they want to learn. All of my guys are excited about going somewhere, learning all the time, and so we try to fulfill that as much as we can. And so changing our minds about what a fence job was huge for us to become a successful fence company.
Great points. Those and all that needs to be in place for your employees to live a good quality of life and enjoy what they're doing. And it's not how many hours you work, it's the reward from those hours and the amount of pay you get per hour. So, our at Landscapes Plus, I'm paying basically a foreman wage for even general labor at times, just because that's how much it costs to sustain a life these days.
Yeah.
So it's definitely become more expensive. And then the insurance and workers' comp that goes along with it. And then if you bring in the health insurance element, that's how we get the homeowners to understand why our prices are where our prices are.
I've had these discussions with customers, and why are you this much higher than them? And I said, I don't know what they're doing, because I'll never talk about what they're doing, even if I know. Okay.
Right.
I'll say, but here's what we're doing. Okay. We're building a culture. We're giving these young men and young women a job that they can sustain on. They can pay. They can go on. Nothing makes me happier than one of my employees, one of my teammates sending me a picture, a text, or coming into the office and say, hey, I just bought a new boat this weekend, or I bought a new car this weekend.
Right.
Years ago, our employees couldn't do those things. Now they're buying houses, they're buying cars, they're going on vacations, and I love seeing them do that. And so when we made it more important to take care of them and less important about what we were putting in our pockets, we made some big strides, and we're still heading in that direction. Right, Renee? What do you think?
I agree. And it's simple when you talk about pricing and having to explain that to the customer. That's just like this amazing pizza that we have here. When that pizza comes out, everybody just sees the pizza and the 5 minutes of work it took them to bring to the pizza. People don't always necessarily look at everything that took into getting the pizza, the cost of the stove, the cost of the insurance, the cost of that huge wooden paddle where they even bought anything like that. And even I think advertising has changed around so much. Before anybody could just advertise in a phone book. Now you have to have digital marketing. This, everything that goes with it. I think just being in business. We've been in 25,
We're going on 30 years.
30 years now, how much it's changed and how much just society and everything has grown is just amazing.
Yeah.
I would agree. Those are all great points. And really, the consumer, and we do a good job of helping them see it. But those are great points. And the consumer needs to understand when they're purchasing things that these are real lives out there, putting in real product to help your family. And fencing is so important with these households. 70% of households have pets now. I mean, the fencing becomes a big player just to keep your pets contained and
Your family's safe.
your
Family's
family
safe,
safe.
yeah, exactly.
Right? Good point.
I don't know who said it, and it might have been Tony Thornton at a Tony Thornton conference.
Okay.
That I learned it, but he, kind of brought up, you're not just a fencer. You are securing people's family, you're securing people's kids, and it really did make me look at my job in a different light. Like, yeah, I'm not just doing that. I'm securing something. I'm making, home safe. Same thing
Right.
for you. You're making a welcoming home where somebody can go home and sit in their backyard and relax and not look around and say, oh, I need to do this work, that work,
Right.
the weeds here and there.
Yeah.
And that's a
Right.
gratifying thing, knowing that you're helping those people out.
Well, and to segue off that, I mean, and that is so true because, as we alluded to earlier, your employees need to make a certain amount of wage to survive. But when you make a certain amount of wage, you're going to take on a certain amount of responsibility. You're going to take on a certain amount of focus every single day to do your job the best you can in order to support the company and be part of a positive culture. So really coming home at the end of the day to a calming environment is the greatest thing I think that we can provide to our clients from a landscape standpoint. And I would agree on the fact that security for a yard and family is utmost important.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I would say they both bring peace and relaxation. Like my mom said, like, oh, all those nasty weeds or whatever it is, hate the way the backyard looks. Having that landscaping done is like, breath of fresh air looking at. And I know personal from us, our dog Stormy, just a runner, getting out of the yard, causing mischief anywhere she went. When we finally got a fence in our backyard, it was such a relief. Like, okay, I can let her out and I don't have to peek every 5 minutes to make sure she's not gone. And it's just more comfortable living with investing in those type of things for your home and your family and your pets.
Absolutely.
All right.
Definitely appreciating it too when it's 14 below and you can open the door and let the dog out and not have to go out there and watch her.
Yeah.
Right on.
It's
All
cool.
right. Let's talk a little bit about what we can do as business owners in the community.
Okay.
What are some things you think that you guys do that you enjoy doing that helps the community?
For Landscapes Plus, I mean, we take our job seriously about families and helping families spend more time at their homes and building outdoor pizza kitchens and ovens like that, because people are going out to these bars and restaurants in these local areas to get out onto a patio in a nice area with a nice ambiance and have a good dinner. And what we're trying to do is we can bring that right to your backyard. And COVID has kind of sped that along when they did all the restrictions on restaurants and things like that. It spurred a renaissance in the landscape business. And it was just, we were backlogged for months and months and months with work for exactly that type of installation. It was just building a beautiful space that we could have a nice dinner and build memories with our family. And that's so important because what happens with the family, and I heard this a week ago, was when you have a child, you spend 18 years with that child, but you only ever get 19 years with them, because the first 18 years you spend every minute with them. And then from the time they turn 18 until the time that you're gone as a parent, you may get one more year of togetherness with your family. Now for the Smith family, a little bit different because you work together. So
We spent too much time as a family, actually.
there he goes. So, I mean, family's the centerpiece of landscaping. It always has, and that's what we love about it. We try to
My
create great
pastor
experience.
made the best comment 2 weeks ago in church. He says, Having grandkids are your rewards for not killing your kids.
Well, that's good. That's definitely good.
Yep. I chuckled when he said that.
That's big.
Yeah. So for us, we try to stay involved in the community. We're actually now presently working on a deal with the Farmington Baseball Association, where we're gonna do some sponsorships for them and some other things I think we have in mind. Our biggest and most special community service project was at the Prayer Garden in Owatonna. It's there's only 3 prayer gardens in the entire country like it, and we did we donated all the fencing to it. It's got big 8-foot ornamental fencing that we built in our shops. There's about 1,700 feet there when it's done. We still I think about 600 or 700 to do. But that for sure was the biggest and most important community service project we did, because what's more important than bringing people to God? People to God.
Well, that's great. You know, I appreciate you doing that. That's amazing to be able to use your resources for the betterment of that area and that cemetery. Oh, that's great.
All right, I want to take a break here, but before we do, Warren, I want you to look at the camera and give the camera your pitch, why they should come to you, where they need to find you at, how to find you, and you got a website or a Facebook page. Tell them to go there. Give it to us.
Yeah, we're at Landscapes Plus, and our website is landscapes-plus.com. Can come there and visit our gallery and look at the projects that we've completed over the years and see what you like.
All right, we're back here at the Pizzaman, and we have the Pizzaman himself here, Ed.
That's you.
Say something.
So
Okay.
the question is, now that we've just almost finished your delicious 30-inch pizza, can you make a bigger pizza than that?
Yeah, me ready to tell you? Are you kidding? There you go. No, that's the biggest my oven will fit.
That's the biggest your oven will fit.
You got to get a bigger oven.
No, it's delicious.
How we
It was
found
amazing.
out about the 30-inch pizza was my wife called to order pizza.
Oh, you're the one.
Yes, it was me.
She was kind of working on other things. Go ahead, tell a story.
So we got your menu in the mail of, sometime in the summer, and it just hangs on our bulletin board. So I grabbed the menu, and I was busy and distracted, and I was like, I want a pizza, and I just looked for the largest that was on the menu, and I was like, 30-inch, da-da-da-da. And then I'm kind of browsing, and Aaron ordered a salad, and I was like, oh, you know what? And I'll take some pasta, too. And it was just 4 of us eating. And she said, so you want the 30-inch pizza? I was like, yeah, the biggest one. And didn't think anything of it. AJ comes to pick it up for us. He comes back, and he opens the door, and he goes, he goes, who ordered the pizza? I was like, I did. He goes, they couldn't fit it through the front door. They made me pull up back.
You just saw my raw reaction when I was told I had to go in the back to get the pizza. I was like, how big is this pizza gonna be?
You probably thought we were selling drugs.
So AJ comes in with this box, and we couldn't even fit it through the door. He had to turn it sideways. So we ate lunch all week.
It's good though. That is a phenomenal pizza to make something that big and that good.
Yeah.
Super job.
Thank you.
Tell us a little bit about how long you've been in the pizza industry.
19 years.
19 years?
19 years here.
Here.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Now I know you have some plans of some
Yeah.
expanding. Do you care to tell us?
Well, sure. We're going to take out the patio and do probably another 1,500 square feet and enclose it. And but yeah, I've been dreaming about doing this, and it's about time to do it.
Nice. Nice.
You know, on Friday and Saturdays and other days, you see people walking out because there's no chairs.
No chairs.
So,
Yeah, it's always busy. We thought it'd be quiet in here today.
well, when you picked today, I thought it would be a perfect day too.
Yeah.
So,
And then I saw it was negative 19 degrees. I'm like, nobody's going out to get pizza for that. And here they all are.
Yeah, yeah.
It's volumes of what you do here.
Yeah.
You know. So one thing I want to let all the viewers know is we're going to do a pizza giveaway. Okay. Kids, you're better at this than I am. Okay. Tell them what they need to do in order to win a 30-inch pizza.
Along with some surprise A to Z apparel.
Brown with some surprise A to Z apparel. All right, kids, tell them what they need to do. This
Well,
is your gig.
The first thing you're gonna need to do is like this podcast, like the post.
The next thing is going to be to go to our Facebook pages, give us a like and a follow there for both Pizzaman and for A to Z.
And then you want to go tag a friend in it too, so you get your first entry in.
And then
You
for
want to talk about the extra entries?
Yep, there's extra entries.
And for the extra, we're also going to be posting this onto our Instagram. So there you can like and repost that to your story. And Warren, I left you out. Make sure you give some love to Warren as well at Landscapes Plus. But
you.
yep, like our podcast, repost it to your story. Make sure you let a friend know to come check us out. And you'll be put into a drawing for
Don't forget to
30-inch
follow.
pizza and some A to Z apparel.
And make sure you like Pizzaman.
Yes,
Yes.
pizza. That is the
There's
key
that.
there. That is the key there. Is like our goal here is not just to promote ourselves; it's to promote the community around us. And Ed
Right.
does such a wonderful job here at Pizzaman. Why wouldn't we want to support him?
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Ed,
amazing.
for being here today, for having
Nice
us here.
meeting you.
Yes, nice
Thank
meeting
you.
you.
Okay.
We
Thank
got
you,
one. We
Warren.
got one more
Thank
thing
you,
though
sir.
for Ed before he leaves.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
we got one more thing for you.
Ed,
I got a Pizzaman
We bought.
sweater.
We brought Ed his own A to Z sweatshirt
Oh,
for
good.
him to have for
To the
himself.
back.
For the back.
Oh, very nice. Yeah.
Good for you.
Thank you.
Pass it across. Don't let it fall on the pizza.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'll have to have more podcasts.
We will, especially when you get that done out there.
Oh, yeah.
We'll certainly do a grand opening for you.
But
Yeah.
but when we do that out there, let's do it in like the summer months.
Yeah.
I don't plan on being out there at negative 10 degrees.
Well, and all I would say is, Ed, if you need us to design something for you in the back on
Yep.
the landscape side, we could do that and utilize that space in a
Yeah.
proper manner for your clients and customers. So,
there you go. Good
I'll get your
networking.
card.
Yeah.
no problem. We can do it.
Yep.
All right. Thank you.